Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different. We're back with another video. And today we're going to talk about soft clipping and clipping in general. And if you're not clipping, guess what? You are definitely tripping. But before we get into that, if you can, please follow me on Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, and also YouTube right here, so you can stay up to date with me and everything on my channel. Latest music news, tips, tricks, and music is all that good stuff. So let's talk about clipping real quick and what it is. Now, clipping basically is when you take a signal, you push it to a certain peak or to zero or past zero, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna chop off the peaks so you can bring up everything in the volume. Now, there's two forms of clipping. There is hard clipping and soft clipping. Hard clipping is when you're in the digital realm, your DAW, where they say that digital distortion. When you push it and it takes the peaks, it chops the peaks off, but it squares the peak off instead of and it just squares it off. So you get that nasty kind of harmonic distortion sound. Sometimes it's pleasing, sometimes it's very harsh and very bright and very, a lot of people don't like that sound. Now, soft clipping is basically what analog equipment used to do, where basically they would do the same thing in the analog, where they'll push the signal on analog gear to the point to where it would it go to a certain point or a certain voltage. It'll chop the voltage out, but then it'll round it out and smooth the peaks out instead of just straight squaring it. And you got that nice harmonic saturation, that nice harmonic distortion, which is very pleasing. To get that warm sound that people always say, that analog warmth. Basically, that's what it is. It's just analog distortion or soft clipping, and that's what it does. Now, you can emulate that inside digital to get that warmth, get nice punchy sounds, more volume, punchier sound, or it's harmonic warmth, or whatever you want to call it, analog warmth to your signal. And that's just one way of doing it. So I'm gonna show you a couple of ways you can do that when we jump right to it. Oh, and before I go on, anybody who says they don't like using limiters, they like using clipping, hard clipping, soft clipping, guess what? A limiter is basically a form of hard and soft clipping. It doesn't bring in that distortion that you get from when you hard clip or soft clip stuff. That's a little knowledge for you guys who didn't know. So let's go into the DAW right now on FL Studio. I got a few little things put. I got a kick drum and an 808. I'm gonna show you on how to do this with, but you can do it with kick drum, 808, synth, leads, pads, even a full mix if you want to. It doesn't matter. So yeah, we're gonna check it out. And there's a bunch of different clippers out there, soft clippers. I'm gonna be using the K clip because it's one of my favorite soft clippers out there. It has different modes, as you can see. If it did it pause, there you go. You got different type of soft clipping modes, because this is a soft clipper, but there is Fruity soft clipper right here, and wave shaper, Fruity wave shaper is basically the same thing. You can also emulate hard and soft clipping using that, and I will show you how to do that in here. So don't worry if you don't own this, you got tools in your disposal to do it. So here's my sound right here with no signal going into it. Just my favorite kick drum, regular kick drum. I'm gonna add some warmth, some punch to this, and give it a little bit more knock to it, so you see why. So what we're gonna do is turn on my soft clipper, and then we're gonna add volume. What you're gonna do, we wanna give it volume till it hits that peak, to where it's gonna start squaring it off and start, distorting pretty much. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're gonna okay. Now you hear it starting to distort a little bit. Let's be a little more. So you can even see in the watch the oscilloscope. You see how it's squaring it off. See that nasty square right there? That's what hard clipping is. You hear that nasty kind of sound. That's that hard clipping in action. Now we're gonna turn it into a soft clipper by just softening the edges out. We're gonna round them out. So just add some softness to it. See how it's rounding it off, but you still retain that nice punchy in your face sound, but it's now nice, smooth, and rounded out, and it doesn't sound harsh. So we got, like I said, soft clipping, hard clipping, soft clipping, hard clipping. And now you can really see the difference on what hard and soft clipping can do for your signal. Now let's look at the 808 for example, because everybody loves 808s. We love, doing the same thing. I'm just gonna add in K clip real quick. K clip. Where is it at? It's in the K's. Come on, boy. There you go. K clip. Yep. Switch over to my 808. Standard distorted 808. Nothing special there. Add some volume to it. Okay, that's hard. As you can hear, that is hard clipping. see how it squared the sound off? Now let's go ahead and soften it up a little bit. Give a little bit of that soft clip going on. Hard clipping. That doesn't sound good. And I give a little soft clipping. Bam, right there. Easy right there. Now you can just see the power of clipping, right? Example, like I said, you can do the same thing with a whole mix. Just push it to a start distortion, back it off, and then smooth it out around that. Now, what if you don't own the K clip? Let's say we're going to do it with Wave Shaper. So we're going to add Wave Shaper in there. I'm going to take off K clip. We're going to take the soft mode out. And we're going to, let's see, here we go. So we're going to play it. Now we gotta get an 808 some volume, of course. So we're just gonna do that within the FL Studio right here. So bring the volume up. Let's normalize it. All right, now in Wave Shaper, what you wanna do is you wanna make a point. That's not what I wanted. Thank you. Delete that point. You wanna make one point right here. And to make a hard clip, this is hard clipping. As you can see, it just kind of clips it off. It's going to just chop the peaks off. That's what it's doing. It's going to take once it reach that threshold, it's going to chop it off. And we can even bring it closer so it gets it more. See, I was just squaring it off nasty. Now, to turn it into a soft clipper, all you want to do is you just want to bring the point up a little bit, and then you want to round it off. See, it's going to round the shape off now. Easy as that. Easy way to hard and soft clip inside of your DAW or inside FL Studio at least. But you can use any shaper like that. I would suggest looking at different hard clippers, soft clippers, and experiment with them. Basically, if you have a wave shaper, definitely do that. I know there's a bunch of free wave shaper. I actually found one called M Wave Shaper. It's a free one right there. So if you want, it's the same to come with this oscilloscope. Just look up M Oscillator, M Wave Shaper, and it's basically free. And it's the same thing. You can basically, you know, wave shape stuff and boom. So definitely look at that if you want a free one. If you don't own FL Studio, you own any DAW. But yeah, there you go right there. The benefits of hard and soft clipping for volume, for saturation, for just overall flavor to your mix or your sounds or whatever. And like I say, it's a great tool to use. It's simple to use. And like I say, it's a little hack, you know, so you ain't got to do no crazy stuff with mixing and mastering or anything like that or getting volume. You want a little analog warmth, a little punch. There you go. So hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Like always, you guys know who it is. It's your boy Slim, aka MrDifferent. If you can, at the poll top, are you gonna be using soft or hard clipping, or are you just gonna stick to using not doing it at all? I mean, just something you would use. Let me know in a poll, yes or no, whatever. But if you like this video, thumb it up. If you didn't, you can definitely thumb it down. I don't really care. But y'all know who it is. It's your boy Slim, aka MrDifferent. Not motivated by the money, but the like, comment, subscribe, and views. Hope you guys enjoy like always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, everybody.